What's up, Internet? I'm the Big Boss Dog, and today, like any good American, I found a way to profit off of the world's misery. For this viral challenge, we're gonna pretend that Cuphead is an anti-vaxxer, and if he touches anything, he's going to die instantly. Fill out the loadout you see on screen. The first two shots are to keep enemies away from us. We're equipping Super Art 3 because all of the essential oils have given Cuphead the ability to astral project, and for the charm, we're going to equip Coffee. Besides the specific loadout, the only other rule for this challenge is that Cuphead takes any damage, you have to restart. You also cannot parry anything that'll cause him to take damage if you didn't parry, because there's a very serious virus going around, and if Cuphead touches anything unnecessary, he's going to get it, and he's going to die. You don't want Cuphead to die, do you? Now, to be honest with you, the first few levels are going to be very easy. With this Chaser shot here is going to do most of the work the entire run, because you don't have to do anything. You can just stand there and let it chase the enemies, and that's a really good idea when you're dealing with this serious virus. You gotta practice social distancing. Originally, the second shot was going to be Roundabout, but I decided Roundabout was too OP with its unlimited range, so instead we switched it to Lobber. Now, with Lobber, you're going to mostly use this to do a lot of damage in a short period, like you just saw with that giant metal enemy. After you get through this real intense platforming section, you can run straight to the end zone, and that'll be the end of the first run and gun section. Now, I found that most of the time, you're going to get a grade of a B, unless you get hit a lot and take a long time, but yes, this should be very simple. On to the next challenge. Now, at the beginning of the second run and gun level, all you have to do is angle the lobber at an upward right angle, and you should be able to shoot all these little enemy ladybugs that pop into your space. At this next section is a vertical platforming section with a lot of flying lightning bugs and tree stumps that'll try to spit things at you. All you really have to do, if you want to take the easy way, is stand on a stump and angle the chaser upwards. It should attack everything that's going to hurt you on the next stage, and then once it's safe, you can jump up afterwards. Remember, we gotta play it safe here, because if we take any damage, we have to restart the entire level. After we murder all the trees with vicious intent, we have a very simple platforming section coming up here, this time horizontal instead of vertical. Now, all you have to do is jump. You don't have to shoot. I'm choosing to do so here to show off my sick dexterity skills. At the end of the level, we have to do my favorite activity, murdering a mosquito. Now, you can choose to activate your super if you want to. I did. It didn't really help me out too much, mainly because I suck, but it doesn't matter. After a while with the Chaser, you'll eventually defeat him, and then you can move on to the scoreboard, and finally, to Inkwell Isle 2. With the second run and gun level, things can get a little tricky. Now, we can skip this first enemy, but right here you have to be very careful not to shoot anything. If you shoot one of these balloons, they will explode into 4 projectiles, and it's going to be almost impossible to dodge, especially since we can't equip the smoke charm. We only have Coffee, so you have to watch your aim here. Now, the next part of the level is relatively simple. You have to stand on these tiny platforms and not get hit by the colorful cannonballs. Also, these little robots will block your path, but one lobber shot will kill them each. After that brief platforming section, we're going to come up to the first mini-boss of this level. Now, he's going to shoot, and some ducks are going to fall down. All you have to do is stand next to him and keep firing your lobber shot. He'll be gone in no time. And then you're on to the final part with one more boss. All you have to do is dodge all of the snack-related items, all of the food bar-related items, and you'll finally come to this giant hot dog. Now, he is the final boss of the level. If you ask me, he's more like a mini-boss, though. It's very easy to defeat. All you have to do is stand there, you can use Chaser or Lobber, and eventually he will die. After you topple the tyrannical hot dog, you will be finished with the first level of Inkwell Isle 2. This is the scorecard, and then after that, we are on to the second level, which is a bit more complicated. Now remember, one of the rules is you can't parry something if not parrying it would make it cause damage. And thankfully, all these pink cards you're seeing on the screen right now never do damage to you, so you're free to parry them and switch gravity as many times as you want. The easiest way to defeat these wall enemies with the big eye in the middle is Chaser, obviously, because it's too hard to get the lobber shots in there. If you can do it, you probably beat my time, but it's very tricky to do so. Now, after running through a narrow hallway, you'll be met with the most difficult platforming section in Inkwell Isle 2. You're going to have to run on these treadmill platforms and not fall off, nor get hit by the saxophones. It can be kind of complicated, and you might fail once or twice, but once you remember which way their attacks go, it's a piece of cake. Now, the final boss of this level is another wall, except this time, instead of the attacks coming out slow, they come out very, very fast. So, to try to beat him as fast as possible, I tried to use the special move, but it proved very difficult. As you can see, once you see the uh-oh sign, that means you have to get out immediately. But once you beat him, you're going to be on to Inkwell Isle 3. Do not be fooled by my amazing editing skills. This was probably the hardest level in the entire challenge. I had to replay it about 20 to 25 times. What you're seeing right now is many failed attempts and one successful one after I got super good at playing this level. I found that the key to this level was playing it like the first ones in Inkwell Isle 1, when we had to angle the upward shot for the lobber. That works for the first half of this level, and for the elevator part, you just have to have really good reflexes. The next part isn't too hard either. Essentially, all we have to do here is shoot and dash through it. You can get through this part really fast if you really try, and you can use your special once or twice if you have to, because this is the last part with enemies in the game. It's this next part where you're really gonna have to focus. Now, it's not necessarily the platforming that makes this part extremely hard. It's the fact that we can't really see what's ahead of us, we can't use the back fourth of our screen, and if we take any damage from these flaming heads over here, we have to restart. This one is going to require a lot of patience and a lot of planning. Another part that's terrible is that we really can't use our special here because there's no enemies to fight and we don't have invincibility. But once you get the hang of it and you get to dashing the exact way the game wants you to, and you kind of memorize where the platforms are, it becomes relatively easy. All you can do now is get your scorecard, and then we're moving on to the last run and gun level in this challenge. For this last part, I would say the most difficult thing is trying not to go super fast. As you can tell by the way I play, I like to run through levels and try to get it done as quickly as I possibly can, and with here, you really can't do that. You have to jump back a lot, you have to plan your moves a lot, because again, if you get hit once, it's game over. Cuphead gets the virus, and you lose the challenge. Skipping ahead to the most dangerous parts of this challenge, I had a lot of trouble with this lobster. If you do not kill him right away, he's going to be a huge problem for you. Not just with the lightning bolts he shoots, but the fact that he takes up the bottom half of your screen. It makes it very hard to navigate through this level. Make sure you kill him as quick as you can, and then try to make up ground as fast as possible. That way he doesn't respawn. Or if he does respawn, you'll be in a better spot than you were beforehand, and you don't have to keep backtracking to kill him. Once the lobster is dead and you are finished with that part of the level, you move on to this octopus part. Now, here's where things get tricky. You have the chaser, so you can let it go and you'll hopefully get all the tentacles out of your way, but you also have to constantly parry the jewel on top of the octopus's head. If you don't, it won't blow up the rocks in front of you and it'll sink and you'll lose the level. Also, the spinning torpedo behind you is going to shoot projectiles from your back while the tentacles are trying to attack you from the front. You're getting flanked. But once you manage to survive, just dash past the red arrow and congratulations, you have officially beat the Cuphead infectious challenge. Again, sorry, I can't say that word. YouTube will demonetize my video, but thank you so much for watching, and I want to thank everybody for the recent show of support on my new videos. It really means a lot to me. Sorry I've been gone for the past 11 months, but I'm here now, and expect more videos very soon. Until then, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace. Fantasize about